Mm. Okay, good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Let me try to maximize myself. Okay. Um, okay. Looks like we're live. Good evening, good evening, good evening, everyone. Let me from evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Oh, network. We pray against you. We pray for you, not against you. That you would cooperate. That you would in the name of Jesus. All right, good evening. Let's see where you're connected from tonight. Good evening and welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the amazing session on sickle cell. And we're super excited to have you here tonight. Let's see where you're connected from. Type in not your address. Type in where you are represented tonight, where you're connected from tonight as well. Let's see you. Let's see you. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Okay. We'll just wait till people come up. All right. Let me know if you can hear me in the comment section. We took a short break and now we are back. And I believe that you all can hear me. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to El Talk with Kemi, a YouTube platform designed to empower people to make informed decisions about their health. And we are super excited to have you join us tonight for an amazing session. Trust me, we are prepared. We are ready for you. And I can Oyeromi, you know, at the back end. I can see her looking all glammed up, all ready, ready, ready to teach us tonight. And I hope that you're also ready to learn. So quickly, kindly tell us your name and where you are connected from tonight. We'd love to meet you. You. I don't want to speak against the network, but cooperate with us tonight. So where are you connected from tonight? Let's get to meet you. Just kindly type out your name and your location, e.g. I'm Kemi, connected from Ilorin, Kwara State. So let's get to meet you tonight. Kindly type out where you are connected from as well. Thank you for joining. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Please share the link and let's let everyone know that we are live, we are on, and we are ready. As in, we need many people to join. And one of the reasons why we decided to actually have a session as this is because most people are ignorant. I've had people say, oh, really, is sickle cell that serious? In the old days, it was not that serious. It's now that everything is quite serious. And it has always been serious. It's just that many people are coming to realize it now. And so we want many people to hear about the session tonight. Please kind of share on your status, share with everyone so we can have everyone join us and connect tonight to this amazing session as well. All right. I still do not see the comments coming in. Please kindly type out your name and where you are connected from tonight. Would love to meet you. Would love to see you. Please tell us your name and where you are connected from tonight. Before I bring up the guest speaker, because I can see her, she's ready for us. But before I bring her up, I just need us to have little communication. And if this is your first time joining, thank you so much. If this is your first time joining us, thank you for being here. Thank you for joining. Now, doing one more thing for us. Please click on the red button below to subscribe. So if you are a subscriber to this channel, you would see whenever we go live. So please click on the red button below to be a part of the family. We officially welcome you once again. And something amazing and incredible happened May 28th, 2025. That's 2 days ago. Yeah, I think that is 2 days ago. Something incredible happened. So we went out for the Pad the Girl initiative, celebrating the World Menstrual Hygiene Day, and it was quite impressive and quite amazing because we were able to provide sanitary pads and sanitary products to 120 students, 120 female students, and I wish I could put up the video, but we had many just trying to get the video up, and it was super amazing. It was just so amazing seeing people, teaching people about menstruation and also being able to empower them. And special thanks to all our partners, special thanks to everyone that gave towards this project. I tell you, without your giving, okay, I think here is one of the picture. We have many more that will be uploaded before the end of the session as well. This one of the picture, and thank you for giving towards this project because of you we were able to do this. Because if nobody gave, I would have cancelled my mind towards not doing this again. So thank you. Special thanks to every partner, everyone that gave towards the Part Girl initiative. God bless you. We appreciate you and we celebrate you. And before the end of tonight's session, I will bring up more pictures so we can see as well. All right, are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Let me say this. Is quite, shall I say, is quite a very important topic of discussion because most people do not know. And I tell you, in June, in the month of June, we'll be looking at the crucial topic or subject on let's talk about marriage compatibility. Most people get married because of love, but I tell you that love is not just enough. When I see people suffering as a result of their parents' consequences of their parents' actions, I feel bad. I don't want to say suffer. They didn't choose to suffer, but because of their parent actions, they are where they are today. So I believe that after tonight's session and the session in June as well, would make better decisions towards marriage. So are you she has 3 Oyes in her name. So I'm about to bring her up now. No, so Oye Romy, are you ready for us as well? He's like, I'm just used to your cube. I hope you're ready for us as well. All right. So, right before I bring her up, let me just read her profile real quick. Let me read her profile real quick. Let's meet Nosirum before we officially meet her on screen. Okay, here it is. Meet our speaker. Oyoromi Covenant Oyeronke is a Christian registered nurse. She is a midwife and public health nurse from the University of Medical Sciences in Ibadan. She is also a content creator and author of Sickle Cell Disease, she currently has two books to her name, which are The Orange Spike and Human Yet Blooming. She's also a content creator and a rising spoken word artist aiming to impact people's life positively. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming Nurse Oyeromi Covenant Oyeronke as she takes us on tonight's session about sickle cell. Thank you so much. Are you ready, Nurse Oyeromi? Over to you. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Nurse Omolei. I'm really honored. I am happy to be here, and I hope I am audible enough. Yes. So tonight we are going to be talking about sickle cell disease. Hmm. I'm sure people we have heard of sickle cell disease, but it's just that we don't know what is going on. We don't know what about sickle cell. Some people they are aware, yeah, they know what sickle cell disease is, and some people they don't know for sure. They've heard about sickler, SS, they've heard about a lot of things. In fact, they've heard about certain things that are not true, that are we call them misconceptions, some call them myths. Yes. So we are going to be talking about the facts and a whole lot of things tonight. And I hope we would have like a little time for discussion about certain things about sickle cell disease. So yes, you can join us. Feel free, calm down. You will learn a lot. Yeah. Oh yes. So we cannot talk about sickle cell disease without mentioning genotypes. If you are beside somebody, ask ask number one, ask yourself, do you know your genotype? Be real, be factual. Ask your friend, do you know your genotype? Genotype is something that we don't um talk about often. Yes, as much as we claim to be aware of our genotype, some people don't actually know. They just assume that I'm resistant to malaria, so yes. Mm, I have malaria often, so yeah. We have people say that, yeah. And some people be like, ah, I don't think I'm here, so I should be here. It's not by mouth. Yeah. It's not by mouth. It's by actually going to a laboratory or the hospital to get yourself tested. Blood test. Yes, that's how you confirm your genotype. Go to the hospital. I'm sure it's if it's going to be it's not expensive, but if it's going to be expensive, it should be around 7,000. Yeah, depending on the facility. Depending on the facility. So genotype, we have different genotypes, but the ones that people hear and is common is AA, AS, and SS. But there are other genotypes. Yes, there is SC, there is AC, and there is CC. Yeah. So AA, people that are AA, they are the universal, you know, compatible people that you can have as partners. You can get married to any. any other person with any other genotype. You can get married to their fellow AA members. They can get married to people with AS genotype. They can get married to AC, SS. Yes, everybody. Yeah, so that's about the genotype. For genotype Nurse Omole said something about compatibility. Genotype compatibility now. It's a big matter because some people, regardless of what the result is, they are still willing to get married. And I believe that it is because they don't understand what goes on. They don't understand the extent of the disease. They don't understand what comes with the disease. They don't understand the burden of the disease. They don't understand most things. That's why they can still carry on. And some people say, oh, I just want to get married to the love of my life. Some people don't even want to have children. They just want to get married to their loves. Yeah. And their decision is good. Yeah. But the issue is the burden most times is always on the children. Yeah, they're the ones that go through. Yes, the financial burden is on the parents, but the person that is affected is the child. The children, they are the ones affected. So we have a chart. I don't know if Nosomole is helping me with this slide. We have a chart. I can go on without the slide actually. With the chart, yes. AA can marry. I mentioned earlier that AA can marry anybody. But once you are not AA, once you are AS or AC, SS, SC, CC, CC, it's only AA you can get married to. Once you are any other genotype apart from AA, you have to be careful because there's something called SC. Some people, they believe, oh, they are AS, they want to get married to somebody that is AC. There's a probability that the person can give birth, the couple rather, they can give birth to a child with SC. Now, SC rather is a milder form of SS. SS is what people usually know, what is popular, what people know is SS. They say stickler, something. Meanwhile, we don't call them sticklers. Yes, we don't use that term for people with SS. We call them warriors. Yes, we call them warriors because of the things they have to go through, the medications and all of those things. So we call them warriors. So if a person is giving birth to a child with SC, it's only a milder form. It does not mean that it does not mean that the sickle cell disease is not taking place. It is. It is just that the symptoms are now milder. The symptoms are now milder. So for people with SS, they have the chronic, appearance, the chronic symptoms, chronic manifestations. But people with SC, it's just it's not that it's very mild though. No, it's a bit milder. Yeah, for people with AC, some people have questions about if they can get married to people with AC, if AC can get married to AC. Seek counsel. Yes, counsel. Seek counsel. Because if you are getting married, if you are AC and you're getting married to a person with AC, it is sure that there is a probability of giving birth to a child with CC. Now, CC might not have a chronic symptom or manifestation, but they do have certain symptoms that correlate with sickle cell disease. Yes, they have that because they don't have the normal hemoglobin A. Do you understand? I hope we are getting what I'm saying. So it is important that we analyze compatibility. Thank you, Nosomole. Thank you. So it is important that we understand these things. We understand because some people, they don't know. They say, hey, it's the love of my life. I love him. I love her. It's not about love. Yes, love is needed. But when you see the future, when you understand these things, it will guide you and guide your steps in what you do. Please, can I have the next slide? sickle cell disease, and I remain Oyeromi Covenant Oyerunke. What you need to know about sickle cell disease. Yes. Can I have the next slide, please? So this is the outline. Overview of genotype, which I've been talking about. Introduction to SCD. SCD is an abbreviation for sickle cell disease. So when you hear SCD, it's sickle cell disease. The myths and facts, the symptoms, complications, and recommendations. Yes, next slide. Genotype. Yes, I've mentioned, just to reiterate, AA, AS, AC, SS, SC, CC, as I mentioned earlier. So AS, yes, for people with AS, they wonder why they cannot get married to their fellow AS member. It's because they have sickle cell traits. That S and beside the A, it means that there is sickle cell traits. Sickle cell traits, now, it means that the person is capable of bringing a child that has sickle cell disease to life if combined with another person that has AS as genotype. So I think we can proceed. Next slide, please. Yes. So this is the chart that we can see that AA to AA is okay. The compatibility, yes, you can go ahead. So it should be first date questions. When you're going on a date, yes, it's inviting you, or you're just getting to talk. I believe that once you know it's leading to marriage, you are sure you should ask for genotype. And not only asking, because some people, they don't know. They just think for their blood that they are AA. And they also think for their blood sometimes that they are AS. Some people also think for their blood that they are AC. So make sure that you take a step of visiting the hospital or a laboratory, a good one, so that we don't have cases, because we have cases of people saying, oh, it was a mistake from the lab, it was a mistake from the hospital, the test results were wrong, it's not like we deliberately got married to each other, it was a mistake from the lab results. Once you go to a lab, confirm in another. If you go to hospital A and your genotype is saying both of you are AA, go and confirm so that you will be sure that you are truly AA. Because we have had cases over time where couples, they get married, based on the lab results, and then they give birth and the child is having sickle cell crisis and they are shocked. Yes, they are shocked that, oh, how's this happening? We got tested, we took the precautions and all of that. Make sure you confirm from other sources. Yes, so from AC to, the only option for SS is AA. The only option for CC2 is AA. AC and AC. Do like this. Do like this. Once you recognize that you are AC, confirmed with lab tests, yes, not that you are looking at yourself, you are diagnosing, you are just checking with your eyes. No, please make sure you confirm your blood test. So I think we have stayed more on this chart for everyone to see. Can we move to the next slide, please? Okay, so while we change the next slide, SS and SS, yes, that genotype, people with SS, so because people don't understand what goes on with them, they are, what's the word? They treat them differently. Yes, they treat them differently. And by the time we get into the topic, we are going to understand it better. They treat them differently. They don't treat them right. Yes. Now, someone, can we have the next slide, please? So getting into sickle cell disease, because that's the next slide. Sickle cell disease. Sickle cell disease is a group. It's not one thing. Yes, it's a group of inherited diseases. Yes, a group of inherited red blood cell disorders. Because what is affected in sickle cell disease is the red blood cell. The red blood cells are erythrocytes now. They are the ones that have the hemoglobin that carry around the oxygen that then infiltrates the tissue and supplies the tissues with oxygen, the cells with oxygen. So they are the LD red blood cells now, they are round. For people with AA, they have the round, even AS, they have the round red blood cell. Yes. And they move through, because of that, their shape, they are able to move through even the smallest blood vessels. What are blood vessels? Blood vessels are the, how do I say this in a term that everybody will understand? Blood vessels are like a passage, yes, through which the blood will pass through. So if the red blood cells, if they have the original and the normal shape, which is round, they are able to pass through without stress. Imagine a pipe like this. So they're able to pass through without stress. But for sickle cell, the word sickle, I don't know if you've seen a sickle before. The sickle is a farm tool actually. It's used to harvest and is more like this. So something that is supposed to be round and is now looking like this. You will see a picture in the other slide. There will be difficulty in passing through the blood vessels. There will be difficulty in passing. And what basically happens in sickle cell disease is that because of the shape of the red blood cells, sometimes they are unable to pass through, and they now form, and they are also sticky. They are sticky. So they will form together and then block the pathways, the blood vessels. By virtue of blocking the blood vessels, now it creates, imagine this is let me do it this way. This is like a blood vessel. The red blood cells are supposed to pass through freely. But if there's now a blockage here, it means blood will not be able to go through these other spaces, right? Blood won't get there. So it creates pain. Then there is something called necrosis. Necrosis occurs when blood is not able to get to a particular place, which causes death. So necrosis, the term is death. So we are still going to say something about necrosis. That's how I'm informing us now. Death. Something is dying. Yes, death. Death of the vessel. So if enough blood is not getting to a place, or blood is not getting to a place, death will begin to occur. So this blockage that occurs can occur in any part of the body. It can occur in any part of the body. So the blood vessels majorly are the joints. So we have people with sickle cell, they present with pain. They will say they have pain in their joints. They almost all over the body. When you see them, they are in pain. Their knees are painful. You can't touch the wrist. You can't touch the ankles. You can't touch the elbows. Mostly where there are joints, because there's a joint, so they find a way to. Yes, this is a pictorial representation. So where the sickle cells are blocking the blood flow, yes, so we can see that at the other end is just one cell that is at that part. So if that is sustained for a long time, there could be death of that of the particular part. There could be death of that part. So, and if there's death of that part, can lead to different complications. So this is the abnormal hemoglobin, the sickle cell. This is how it looks like compared to the normal red blood cell that is round. Apart from that, the lifespan of the red blood cells, the normal red blood cell is supposed to last for about 120 days. But sickle cell, as at last year, I still read that about 50 days, but recently that studies have shown that it lasts for 10 to 20 days. So you see the difference, the disparity. 120 days compared to 10 to 20 days. The lifespan. So because sickle cell cannot live for so long, it is broken down faster compared to the normal red blood cell. And the fact that it's broken down can lead to what is called anemia. Reduced blood in the body. That's the plain term that can be used. And reduced blood in the body, I said it earlier that the red blood cells, they carry oxygen around the body. So reduced blood now is also equal to reduced oxygen carried around in the body. So there are different things that occur. So mainly what happens is that there is blockage. As we can see on the screen, there is blockage. So imagine if there's blockage at the elbow, there's blockage at the... There's something that happens, is peculiar to male. There can be blockage in the penis. Yes, we will get to that. But there can be imagine blockage in the penis. Imagine that. The pain. Yeah. Can we move to the next slide, please? I hope we are getting these things. So when somebody is telling you, our love is what that matters, we don't need to consider genotype. Run. Run. Yes, run. Can we have the next slide, please? So I'm not preaching against love. Yes. Because some people now they're already saying, I'm not preaching against love. Yeah. It's good to love people. Yeah, but consider the future of the children and then the burden of the children and the burden upon you too, because you'll be affected. Can we have the next slide, please? So I'm moving to the types of sickle cell disease. That I mentioned earlier that it's a group. So it's not only one thing, it's a group. So sickle cell anemia. So now some people, they don't know the difference between sickle cell disease and sickle cell anemia. Now you know. Sickle cell disease is a group of inherited red blood cell disorders, while sickle cell anemia is a type of sickle cell disease. Sickle cell anemia is what we know, SS, with people with SS. That is what we know. But sickle cell disease is a group. So the types: sickle cell anemia, SS, it's this is the most common that we hear about, that we know, that we've seen. We don't usually have people come out to say, oh, I'm SC. Meanwhile, there are people with SC. Yeah, this population, they have the high frequency and they are those of the African and Indian descent. So when you hear people say that it's only black people, it's only African people that used to have it, no, that is wrong. It's not only Africans that have sickle cell. It's not only Africans. So that's wrong. Sickle cell anemia is they have the chronic symptoms. Yes, they have the chronic symptoms. Yes, and it's not easy. They have different things. We'll get to that. Plenty sequestration, a lot of things. I explained what happens with their blood and what goes on in the blood cells and their body. If that particular illustration occurs in any part of the body, it can cause damage to the organs. So it's not only about pain, because sometimes we hear people say, is it not just the pain? Is it not just it's more than the pain. Yes, it's more than the pain. It is. So the sickle cell anemia is the most common. We have the sickle hemoglobin C disease, which is the SC. They may have similar symptoms, but they have less anemia due to higher blood count level. Yes, and the frequency is among people of West African and Mediterranean and Middle Eastern descent. Yes, so it's not only in black people, as I said earlier, because West African, all those Middle Eastern descent people have SC, and we've had people, we know people that have SC genotype. Yes, can we move to the next slide? Can we move to the next slide, please? So SC, if you are wondering the difference between the SS and the SC, SC is the milder form. They have the milder symptoms, they have milder anemia. But it does not mean that when you now hear that they have SC, they have a genotype of SC now, you should not say, what is it? It's not you people, your own is milder now. No, it is as serious as people with SS, but it's just is milder. But it's as serious as people with SS. Can we have the next slide, please? So we've mentioned two: sickle cell anemia, sickle hemoglobin C. The next one is sickle beta plus thalassemia. Yes, this one we don't really hear about it, but it exists. We don't really hear about it, so I don't want to go too much into the what's it called, the anatomy and physiology. Yes, I don't want to go too deep into it, but what happens is that it's also similar to SS. It's also similar to it, and some of them, if they have severe cases, they will need blood transfusions more. Yes, more blood transfusions, and it is higher at the Caribbean descent and the Mediterranean descent. Then we have sickle hemoglobin D disease. So this is the fourth on the list, sickle hemoglobin D disease. These people, they have moderately severe anemia and they have occasional pain episodes. So if you have people that tell that, oh, they have the SD, don't be shocked, because some people, when they hear AC, the only thing that their mind goes to is air conditioner. Don't be shocked. We have things like that. There are terms like that. Yes, so the differences have been cleared. I hope we are clear on the differences. We have sickle cell types. We have different types. We have four. Sickle cell disorder, rather, disease. There are four types. The first one is SS, second one is SC, the next one is sickle beta thalassemia, then we have the sickle hemoglobin D, then the next is sickle hemoglobin O. Some people might be getting don't get it mixed up. They are different. So here, yes, this is very good. This one is common among the Arabians, North African, and Eastern Mediterranean descents. So they also have the symptoms of the sickle cell anemia, that is the SS. So it depends on the severity. It varies with people. So you will not meet somebody and say, but I met one person with sickle cell anemia and it was not this serious. Why are you adding sugar and still to your own symptoms? So please, let's learn to treat people with dignity and uniqueness. Yes. So let's move to the symptoms. The symptoms here is not like when you see somebody with sickle cell disease or sickle cell anemia or SC or any other genotype. It does not mean that when you see them, these are the things you will not see. But sometimes when they are now moving towards having severe anemia, that's reduced red blood cell in the body, that's when you now see certain things like shortness of breath. Maybe they can't breathe well and they're really feeling very tired. It's not every time that they are tired though. Sometimes they feel dizzy, have pale skin, which is as a result of the red blood cells that have been broken down because they don't have long lifespan. And for children, for parents that are watching, for children, the things that are seen in them for children as early is for children that present early, because it varies in people. Some people, they might not have symptoms as early as possible, while some people have it as early as possible. So for children, there could be painful swelling of the hands and feet, So if you are touching, children, they can be they don't lie. They can't lie about their pain. So if you touch a place and it's really paining, you would see it, that, oh, this child is in pain. So when the child is complaining, oh, the hand is pain, you can't touch the hand, you can't touch the leg, there is a swelling, there is, it can be visible. The swelling can be visible, and sometimes it's not visible. If it's visible, you're just touching and say, mommy, paining, just take the child to the hospital. And once you are seeing the child is dull, I know parents, we are very caring. When you are seeing the child is dull, oh, the child is feeling any just irritable, just take the child to the hospital. Yes, jaundice. Jaundice is something that you might see. That's the conjunctiva. I think that word is big. When you look at the eyes of the person or anybody with sickle cell disease, depending on the anemia, because it's not every time, as I mentioned, all these things are things that you will see when there is severe anemia, or when they are moving towards crisis, because they have pain crisis, yes, when they're moving towards that time of the crisis. So their eyes can be yellow. It is indicating that the red blood cells have been broken down so much. So it's now being indicated. It's one of the indicative signs that you see. Can we move to the next slide, please? It's one of the indicative signs that you will see, but it's not like it's everybody that now has yellowish eyes that you now be saying has SCD. No, no. So you not see brother A tomorrow and say, this brother, his eyes is like he's yellow. Like this brother has sickle cell disease. No, please don't let us go around pointing fingers at people. So we are moving to the juicier part of this session: myths and facts. Yes, we have people say a lot of things about people with sickle cell disease, and we are going to be breaking some of them, breaking and shaking those tables. Sickle cell disease is contagious. That is not true. It is not true. It's not contagious. It is not. It is inherited, and that's why we are saying to people that it is something that is preventable. If only we would have people who will be willing to follow counsel. If you are not compatible with your partner genetically, please don't go ahead. Please, we are begging. There are a lot of awareness campaigns going on around now, but it is not contagious. So don't run away from them. Just say, this person, I hope I cannot get it. You cannot get it. That's not how you get it. You only get it if your parents have are not compatible, and then they now got married and produce you. That's how you can get it. But since you are now here, there's no way you can get it if that did not happen with your parents. And you too, you can't produce that particular gene if you are compatible with your partner genetically. So that's what occurs with sickle cell disease. It is not contagious. Don't run from them. Don't ostracize them. Don't stigmatize them. It is not contagious. Don't run away. It cannot jump on you. Don't run away, please. Don't make them feel somehow. Next. This has been a wonderful session. Thank you for people that are joining in. Thank you. 2 is that sickle cell only impacts Black people or people with African descent. That is not true. It affects commonly Africans, but it's not only people in Africa. It's not only people in Africa. We have people outside Africa that have sickle cell disease. Yes, outside the Southern Europe, Southern Asia, Middle Eastern ancestry. A lot of people, have these things. It's not only people in Africa. No. Another thing is, if people don't look like they are in pain, they must not be in pain. I want to ask you a question. If something happens to you and then you just decide to, man up like nothing is going on, does that mean that thing didn't happen to you? No. Just because they don't say, oh, I'm in pain, oh, that place is paining me, oh, it does not mean they are not in pain. So they some people have high pain threshold tolerance, and some people they don't. So that's why we should not compare them. Some people, once it happens, they cannot take it at all, while some people will still go on ahead with it without showing. It's like, okay, it's not the same. Don't, I won't cite the example. It's not the same because it's not the same. So if people are in pain and they are not saying, oh, I'm in pain, does not mean please let us learn to accommodate each other. The next slide, please. People living with sickle cell are lazy. They are not. In fact, they are very strong people. They are very strong people. The reason why they might feel fatigued or look weak most of the times is because of what goes on in their body. By virtue of anemia, it causes them to be weak and easily fatigued because the blood cells are broken down easily, as I mentioned earlier, and then there's no transportation of nutrients and certain materials like oxygen, to the so they might feel, oh, I'm tired, oh, I'm weak. It does not mean they are lazy. They are. If you've met people with sickle cell, they are very strong and they are very strong willed. Another thing is all sickle cell patients are opioid drug seekers. Opioids are it can be prescribed to help them because the pain is not something that they themselves they can't explain it. They can't explain it because you have to experience it to understand it. The pain is always very high and very, it's a big deal. So if they prescribe opioids to them, some people when they go to the hospital, we've had warriors complain, they just come and some people tell us about their experiences, how even health workers think they desire what they desire is just medication. Mm, it's not like that. Most times it's not like that. Most times it is not like that. Most times because the pain is usually very high, so they need all the things they can have. Yes, people with sickle cell disease are immune to malaria. That is not true. They are not immune. In fact, they are very susceptible rather to malaria. Yes, it only causes pain crisis. Please, that one is. I should not hear anybody talk about that one. Pain crisis is, yes, is what we know, but it's not the only thing. Sickle cell is not only about pain. So some people think, oh, is it not just pain? They will use paracetamol and be fine. No, no, it's more than that. Misconception. Women cannot have children. They do, even though it comes with complications and risk, but with proper management, they I've seen people with sickle cell disease that have given birth. Yes. Misconception: short life expectancies. Yes, it's common. People believe that they don't live long, which is wrong because we have people with sickle cell disease that live into 80s and older. Yes. We even have people that tell us that, oh, they die at 21. No, it's wrong. They live more than that with proper management. And if the lifestyle modifications, if they keep to their, because they have between drugs, if they can keep on with that, exercises, good food, good and love and care, they thrive better. Yes. Next slide, please. Now, Sambaleni, thank you for managing the slide though. So that's with the misconceptions. And there are more. You hear a lot of things. outside. You hear a lot and you just know. By the virtue of this session, you should know that most of those things are wrong. And it's because we don't know what goes on with sickle cell disease. That's why we come up with certain things like that. So can we have the next slide? I think the next thing should be complications. And complications, I explained earlier that what happens with sickle cell disease is that the blood vessels, yes, they are the sickled red blood cells now, they are usually sticky and they could cause obstructions when moving through blood vessels by virtue of their shapes. So if that occurs in any of the blood vessels and it occurs, let's say the tiny blood vessels passing through the feet or the arms, there could be um ulcers. Yes, it will block it, and then there could be inflammation. Hope this thing is not too big. Okay, what happens is that once it blocks anywhere and blood is not able to get to the other parts, there could be, I mentioned earlier, necrosis, and if that is sustained over time, there could be wounds, and it's common because I even still saw a young boy recently on Instagram that has both feet, both ankles rather, both ankles with ulcers, and then the pain is there, pain crisis is there. Now the complications are now still there, so it's a whole lot. And it could happen with the kidneys if that same thing occurs in the kidney is a major organ. If that same thing occurs in the blood vessels of the kidney, it means that blood will not the kidneys actually filter blood so that they can remove the waste, and then so the waste can be passed through the urine. If the blood are not if there is obstruction and blood is not getting to the kidney so that it can be filtered, if there's reduction in blood filtration equals to reduction in urine production. And if urine is not produced, it means that the waste that is supposed to be expelled is being retained in the body, and that can lead to what is called chronic kidney disease. Yes, so we have certain things that occur. There are certain things rather that occur as complications. Yes, dactylitis, I already explained it the other time, something that commonly happens with children. Yes, inflammation of the arms and the feet. There is avascular necrosis. Avascular necrosis now, avascular, no vas no a there is no, vascular, blood, necrosis, death. Avascular necrosis, so it's necrosis that is caused by no let me say it in this way, necrosis that is caused as a result of no blood supply. So avascular necrosis can occur in any part of the bones actually, so but the most common site is the hip, and we have people putting up, asking for support for fund as regards hip replacement, because what happens in the hip now, I want you to envision is what happens in the hip is, because there's no blood supply, there will be death of the tissues of the hip. So it will eat deep into the hip such that there will be wound. Once there is wound there, it means the mobility, how the person is moving, will be impaired too. So there has to be some replacement for the hip bone. Most times occurs in the hip. So, and some people have it on the two hips bilateral. Some people is unilateral, it's just one. For some people it's both hips. Can you imagine the pain when somebody has wounds on both hip and then the person cannot move by virtue of sickle cell disease because somebody somewhere refused to seek counsel or refused to follow genetic compatibility. I hope we are learning, and I hope we are making decisions in our hearts that we are going to make the world a better place. That we are going to make the world a better place. Yes, another thing, part of the complications I mentioned dactylitis, yes, vascular necrosis. There could be a whole lot of things. If there's blockage in the blood vessels anywhere in the body, tissue damage, it is still the same thing that will occur there. Imagine having wound. And then yes, splenic sequestration. Splenic, there's something called the spleen in the body. The spleen now, it helps to fight infection. That's the overview. It helps to fight infection. So most times the blood cells the red blood cells are easily broken down. So they now, once they're broken down there in the spleen, it causes swelling. The swelling of the spleen. So when there's swelling in the spleen, it causes like some sort of protrusion in the stomach. So some people with sickle cell disease, you can sometimes, it's not every time, sometimes when that thing happens to them, that's when you can now see that there's a protrusion of the belly. Priapism. That is what I called that time, that was saying that in the penis, yes, for a male, mommy, daddy, if your child is saying, oh, my penis is paining me, or if there's erection of the penis which is caused by the obstruction of the red blood cells in the penis, in blood vessels of the penis. So if the child is saying, oh, the penis is paining, rush the child to the hospital, because if that is sustained for like 4 hours or more, it can cause tissue damage in the penis. And I'm hoping that we can see the future of that particular thing. And it occurs in men. It occurs in, sometimes we don't talk about these things. It occurs in men. If there's a male friend somewhere that's complaining about this thing, make sure the person gets to the hospital in time so that the person can be helped. Stroke, yes, stroke. Some people wonder how the stroke enter this matter. I said it. If there's blockage and then blood is not getting to a particular place in the body and oxygen is not carried. Now, if that now occurs in the brain, it can cause stroke. Vision loss. If there's also obstruction in blood vessels in the eye, it can cause vision loss. And I already explained chronic kidney disease. So there are more. So you cannot say that, oh, nothing will happen. It cannot happen to me. It cannot. No, there are more complications. So you can see now that sickle cell disease is more than pain. It's more than somebody lying on the bed. It's more than blood transfusion. It's more than medication. It is more. Next slide, please. It is more. We are shouting now. Oh, it is more. Don't let me see you outside, though. I have Oraimo cord. If you are not willing to listen to what we are saying, sickle cell disease is real. You should not stigmatize people with sickle cell disease. If you want to get married, please confirm your genotypes. Make sure you are compatible. If not, even if you are willing to follow your will and it's not following the will of the necessary compatibility, I have called Oraimo original that we'll be using to beat people. Next slide, please. So I'm guessing the next slide is going to be like preventive measures for people living with sickle cell disease. And if you have a friend that is living with, okay, the curative treatment, okay, bone marrow transplant and gene therapies. What bone marrow transplant plans to do is that the bone marrow is what produces the red blood cell. That's where the red blood cell is majorly produced. So what they want to do is they want to now bring healthy bone marrow and transplant it, bring it to somebody with sickle cell disease, so that healthy one will now begin to produce the red blood cell with normal shape. That's what will happen in that bone marrow transplant. For gene therapy, what they want to do is, I mentioned it, that is why the genotype is important, because there's a defect in the genotype, that is the S there, the defect there is so they want to influence that gene, the DNA of the gene. They want to influence it. Once they influence the DNA of the gene such that they will now remove the defective part and modify it in a way that it will now be an healthy gene, so that it can begin to like act properly in the body, the way the normal genotype without the sickle trait or without the sickle cell disease has to act to help the health of the body. So that's what happens with those two things, curative measures. And yes, there are testimonies for people with BMT, bone marrow transplant, and gene therapy is just got recently introduced to the system. But all these things is what? Look at man. See, it's money. So even if you say, oh, you have money, no, it should not be a reason why you want to go ahead with what you want to go ahead with. Leave money out of this. It's about the children. Do you know the mental state? So the maintenance and preventive measures for sickle cell warriors, if you have friends that are warriors, if you have spouses that are warriors, if you have children that are warriors, or you just want to have that knowledge, hydration is important, that they stay hydrated. Let them take water as much as possible. So that it's not easy to take water. So when you get there, it's not like now they say, be taking water. They told us that you should be taking water. No, it's not easy to actually take water. If you want to test it, you should try to take like 4 to 5 liters and plan your day in taking water, and then you see it's not easy. Hydration helps to reduce pain crisis, because the red blood cells are usually sticky. By the time they are hydrating, it helps to be less sticky actually. Then fruit and vegetables are to help with nutrients, to nourish them with nutrients, and to aid certain wound healing that they might have. Yeah, they have routine medications too that include folic acid, so they need to take them, because it's not easy to use drug medications. It's not easy. So if you're a friend to somebody who is a warrior that's always using this medication, you can encourage them, support them. If you're a parent, support them. It's not easy your medication. It's not easy. Don't shout at them and just encourage them, because it's not actually easy, because it's a whole lot. We get tired. Even using malaria drug for 5 days is quite an hassle. Yes. So imagine taking routine medications. And if you are a friend, spouse, you can gift them these things. What do you need? Don't be buying biscuit and bobo abi for children. No, you can gift them certain things. Eat pads for their pain, because it helps to ease the pain. Eat pads or hot water bottle. When they're having pain, it helps to ease the pain and makes it better. So you can give them certain things like that to boost their morale and all of those things. Okay, what other things? You can be very supportive, yes, as a friend. If you're a sickle cell warrior, well done. We see your struggles, you're not alone. Okay, exercises, yes. If you're a teacher in school and there is a child with sickle cell disease, don't now say, oh, go and sit down there, I don't want problem. Let them engage. Don't let them feel alone. Don't let them feel stigmatized. It's just that they will not do the things that are very strenuous, because the stress can um precipitate pain crisis for them. But let them engage in little exercise that they can do. Then visit the hospital. If you're a sickle cell warrior, I see your struggle, we see your struggles. So if you need to take any medication, make sure they are prescribed. Yes, and that goes for everybody. Don't go and be doing self-medication. So I hope we have been enlightened. I hope we now understand what sickle cell disease means. We understand. Don't go and be saying sickler. They are sickle cell warriors. So I hope we have gained a lot. Yeah. Thank you. Nosamalayi, thank you for bringing me here again. I'm honored and I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Can you still hear me? Thank you so much, Nurse Oyeromi. In
Yes, I
fact,
can.
I can see that I'm in a very dark place because I was battling with the network all through. Just let me know if you can hear me. Thank you so much for that amazing
Yes, I
session.
can
Thank
hear
you for
you
teaching
now.
us. I personally learned a lot tonight as well. Tonight with so much clarity. Can anyone still hear me? I can't seem to see myself.
Yes, you are.
Oh, okay, all right. Thank you. Thank you so much for breaking it down with so much clarity, as in you broke it down. You dissected the topic. And one thing that actually I say all the time is Nurse Oyeromi is actually an advocate, a strong advocate. If you check her TikTok, you see, oh God, people that will not listen. So please don't let her come with you. Don't let her come to you with the Remo code. I believe that you heard all that she said tonight, and really there are some things that can be avoided if we actually take the right steps and right decisions. And I sincerely believe that no child should have to suffer because of their parents' consequences. Because when I see people living with SS, I just can I still be heard? Can you still
Yes,
hear me?
I can hear you now. So the network is the network that is really causing a lot of things. I had to come over here to join now because I'm having a whole lot of network issues. So, like I said, thank you so much, Nasir Romy, for that Thank you. Amazing session. It was amazing. We learned, right? And I said, if you check Nurse Oyeromi's TikTok, you would see her strongly advocating against sickle cell disease. And you see her using Oraimo code. She will say once you don't, she's coming after you with Oraimo code. So I believe that you heard all that has been said tonight, and really I feel that no child should be a shall I say consequence of their parents' actions, because when I see people living with SS, it just comes off as you are living based on your parent decision. And that's why future parents, parents to be, please, please, please ensure that you ask yourself before the love grows, what are you? What's your genotype? So that we know. So now, sorry, Romy, have you ever like taken care of anyone with sickle cell? Yes. Okay, so yes, what was the experience like? It was a whole lot because we had children, children with sickle cell disease, and the fact that there were children with sickle cell disease, you know, it was mixed feelings, all of those things, their parents going around, the children in pain. The pain gets to me, when you know this thing can be avoided, and then we have even adults. I took care of a woman recently, and you know, she had to be on oxygen. Yes, it's as bad as that. She had to be on oxygen. She was really in pain. She was having a whole lot of. She was saying some things that honestly is because of the pain. Ah, it's just a whole lot. And as a nurse,
Yeah.
as a nurse, I'm just reminded that this thing is really real.
Yeah.
I have friends with sickle cell disease, and sometimes you don't know how to help them and all those things. But by virtue of knowledge and then seeing other people, you are like, okay,
Yeah, actually. And I remember that when I was a student nurse, there were two particular young boys. When I say young, I mean like the ages of 10 and 7, that they were constant, shall I say, residents of the hospital. They kept on coming. It's like they became a part of the pediatric unit back then. And their SS, both the older and the younger brother, and they always came down with osteoporosis, pain in their joints, pain in the bone. Like you could hardly even touch your hand and say, "Let me just touch it." They would scream and shout. And I'm like, two children that a particular woman, or should I say parents, gave birth to, has the same condition. And imagine the money. Now imagine the pain on those children because they are very young, and imagine like it will even affect their education because they cannot complete a full term. They are back to the hospital, and it's actually affecting both the children and the parent because the mom is always by their bedside taking care of two children at the same time in the hospital. And mind you, the hospital is not even a good place to be in, right? Now imagine taking care of two people. Imagine the whole family because their dad comes over, will take over, mom will go home, will come back and take over. It's like a routine, and I'm like, it got to a point that anytime I see them, I'm like, I'm not surprised again. I'm like, oh, they're back again. And I promise you, don't let me say I promise you, but it's something that will keep on going that way because they will just keep on nursing different things. So please, sickle cell might sound like just sickle cell, but it's deep, right? And the consequences are grievous. And I believe that no one should go through that. And this thing can be prevented, right?
yes,
And it starts from parent to be. See, love is not blind. When everything come out now, the love is it's open.
open your eyes.
Yeah, it's open. So please, before you say I do to anyone, ensure that you know their genital, you know their genotype, and you are both compatible, right? To prevent future consequences for yourself and children. On yourself, money. You say will not be happy when your child is coming down with different things per month, per week, and even the child will be like, "Mommy, Daddy, why?" Because if they knew that they are in that boat because of you, they will question. I would question you, and they would question you as well. So, now, so you keep. Is there anything you love to say to everyone watching as well?
The only thing that I have to say is that as you are sitting down and you are looking at us like this, by tomorrow, even this night, add it to your goals, your vision. If you don't know your genotype, go and confirm it now.
Yeah.
Go and confirm. I did not say go and still guess for your blood.
Yeah.
Go and confirm. Go to the hospital or to the lab and then get tested. It's just going to be a prick. You just small blood like this. Just small blood. It's painful, but just small blood. And then
Yeah.
if you're already getting somebody that is already saying, I'm interested in you, and this thing is going to lead to marriage, please, the first thing you should be asking, yes, we know we will go on dates, we'll eat a lot of things, yeah, but know your genotype. Once you know you are AA, you can marry anybody. But once you know you are
Yeah.
AS and the fine man is AS too, please close your eyes to handsomeness. You will see another
Yeah.
person. You will see another person.
Actually, because love is not blind, like I said, and I will say all over again. So don't let meat pie steal your children's destiny.
Please.
And don't let jollof rice and have good ones just all the time. Don't let it inflict pain on your children because those people with SS go through a lot. But I'm really proud of every sickle cell warrior, right?
Yes, yes.
You are a fighter, you are a warrior, because I personally, not I won't say friends, but I've had colleagues that had this sickle cell, and I saw how they go through pain but still show up. And I for one might not understand what they go through because I'm not going through it, but just by reason of looking at them, you can tell that they are going through a lot. And for those that have held on so tight, I say well done. Keep believing yourself. Do not feel bad. Don't let anyone stigmatize you or make you feel like you're slim, you're hot. And be nice to people as well. Sometimes as humans we just say things, see how he's slim, see how his eyes is yellow, not knowing what people are going through. So, I believe that we can do better as humans. Everyone that you see on the face of the earth, I promise you, one thing or another is going on in their mind and in their lives. So one way that we can actually make the world a colorful world and should I say, peaceful and a world that is actually easy for everyone to live in is by loving each other, loving one another, and being intentional about people. Like, be it I know what you are going through or not. I love you. I'm meant to support you. I'm not using my words to bring you down or tear you apart. I'm using my words to build you up and supporting and respecting everybody as I respect my Noso Hiromi. Just to ensure you expect everyone. And I think that's it that we have for you tonight. Thank you so much for listening to
Then
us.
there is something some people think is educated people that know about sickle cell disease. Some educated people don't even know.
That's right.
People who are not educated too, they don't know actually. But now that you know, you have the burden of educating other people.
That's
So
right.
please let us educate people. Let's tell others, oh, I learned something yesterday. This is what I want to share with you. This. Yes. And if you have people with sickle cell disease, as you said, please treat them right. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, all right. Thank you so much. And don't rely on what your parents told you. I know they said when they give it to you, they did your genotype. Go and check again. So you have to be very, very sure and certain that AA is not AS and that AA is not AC. Right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. It's been an amazing 1 hour, 20 minutes. Thank you so much for watching, tuning in. And I believe that you learned, more than ever, the reason for putting together sessions like this is to actually empower you, educate you, to also make better informed decisions about your health. Because I believe that whatever you don't have knowledge of, you cannot apply into your life. So now you've been taught. Now you apply into your lives and also into the lives of others around you as well. Thank you for watching. We love you. Thank you so much, Noso Hiromi, for
Thank you.
this is our second time coming on the show. And the next time we're going to bring you up, I look forward to it being like, a very, very, let's say, a very, very big show, where we are seated with microphone, crossing legs. And thank you for always honoring the invite and for always being here. Thank you for always ready to teach us and to point to us, because you just poured into us, right? I didn't even know that there are different types of sickle cell. On his eyes, as I see better potassium, I see from where. Thank you for teaching us as well. We are grateful. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for watching and for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe and get notified whenever we upload a new video, whenever we go live as well. Thank you. We'll see you June, because we have another session on let's talk about marriage compatibility. So we'll see you by that time for an amazing session as well. We can wait to have you on board. Thank you for joining us once again this evening. God bless you. We love you. Can we say we love you together?
We love you.
Mwah. Have an amazing night rest. Okay, bye.